What is going on, everybody? My name is Eric Bula. I am a content creator, videographer, and just a regular human being. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to achieve those rich cinematic looks that we're seeing everywhere on Instagram. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. But first, I do want to give a big thank you to Dehancer. The team actually reached out to me and asked me if I could give my honest review on their film emulation tools. So that's what we shall do today. Also, they hooked your boy up with the discount code. Big deal. It's EB10, I think so. I'll put it here on screen somewhere, which will save you some cash. But without further ado, now let's get into some color grading. Okay, so once you've already imported both of your clips into Final Cut Pro, first thing you want to do is go to your effects tab and look up Dehancer. Once you have it, drag it onto your clip, and boom. It already gave it this greenish washed out look, but don't worry, we're gonna fix all that now. So under source, you're gonna click Rec 709, choose camera, vendor, whatever camera you filmed on. I filmed on a Sony. Under camera, I'm gonna go to FX3 because that's what I shot on. And then format, we're gonna leave it just like that. So as you can see, it already changes the whole image. We're gonna fix all that. We're gonna make our way down to the film tab. This is where all the different looks are in. This is where like the secret sauce is at. I would say I have a handful of favorite ones. So the ones that I like are the Kodak Vision 3 50T. I think it's on, oh, there it is. And then I also like the Kodak Vision 3 200T. Pretty similar. And then the one that we're going to use for this video is the Kodak Gold 200. Boom. So right underneath that, there's the push and pull tab. So essentially what the push and pull tab is you're adjusting the color, the exposure, and the contrast. Depending which film profile you get, it'll change a lot. So if we pull it to the negatives, it gives it more of a, it's more of like a cool look. And then if we push it towards the positive, it gives it more like a magenta look. But so far, we're just gonna leave it right in the center. From here, we're gonna make our way down. We're gonna skip film developer and film compression for now, and we're gonna go to print. So under profile, where it says linear, I like to use Kodak Endura glossy paper, but there's these other three here that you could test out and try out. I'll show you them. So there's this one. There's Fujifilm 3513 print film. There's Kodak 2383 print film. And then there is Kodak Endura glossy paper, which gives it that film look to it. So we have exposure, total contrast, and color density. So I like adjusting my exposure in this tab and not in the main tab, because I feel like it doesn't do what I want it to do. And in the print tab, it adjusts the actual film profile and not the entire look. So we're gonna drop the exposure just a little bit. We're gonna up the total contrast just a little bit. There you go. Okay. Nice. Okay, once you get it to your liking, leave it just like that. Of course, you could always come back to it. So now we're gonna go back up to film developer. We're gonna enable it. And then I'm just gonna up the color boost. Color boost is basically like saturation, but not really. Saturation just normally in whatever editing software you have will just boost the colors tremendously, but in Dehancer it's very subtle on the color boost, so I really like it on here. And then the film compression, we're going to enable this as well. This basically controls your highlights. So did you see that right over here? Boom, in a click of a button. Super nice. So that's pretty much what I do in film compression. I don't really mess with it too much. I just enable it and that's it. Same applies to film developer. I just really mess with color boost and that's that. So from here, we can make our way down to film grain. Film grain is already automatically turned on. So that's with grain, with grain. A nice thing Dehancer has, it already has basically like presets of these film grains already imported. So they have it from 8 millimeters all the way up to 65 millimeters. So for example, this is 65 millimeters ISO 500. Boom. And then this is 8 millimeters ISO 50. Boom. I like to use just the custom tab. I'll just lower the amount to my liking. Just like that. And then just lower the size just a little bit. Nice. Okay. We could close that out. Halation. So same thing applies to halation. There's all these different pre-made halation settings. So there's 8 millimeters and then up to 65 millimeters. For this clip, we're not going to use halation just because I like it kind of without it. So we're going to leave it just like that. And then there's bloom. Same thing applies, 8 millimeters up to 65 millimeters. So let's enable that. Let's see the 16 millimeter. So I'm going to leave the 35 millimeter Super 35 for this clip on. Perfect. And then there's also film damage, which I normally don't use, and I really don't know too much what it does, so we're not going to mess with that on this video. And there's all these other settings over here as well that I normally also don't use. I just use everything from bloom and above. So this is your clip. I might just lower the exposure just a little bit. And that's pretty much that. So let's show you with and without. This is with Dehancer, without Dehancer. With, without. Let's play this video. I like it. Now let's move on to the second clip. All right, this clip right here was actually shot on a iPhone 15 Pro Max when I was in Greece. So let's color grade this. So same thing, drag and drop your Dehancer. It'll automatically apply this preset color. Don't worry, it's nothing. So let's look for choose camera, vendor, Apple, and boom, it already knows. It already has it here. You don't really have to do too much. So we're gonna make our way down to film. It's already enabled. For this clip, let's try, I think it was 200. Yep, there it is. Kodak Vision 3 200T. So we're gonna leave it just like that. Remember what I said, you could push and pull. We are actually just gonna leave it. We're gonna skip film developer and compression and head over to print. We're gonna change this to Kodak Andorra glossy paper. Boom, nice. So from here, I'm gonna lower the exposure just a little bit and then up the total contrast. I like a contrasty type of image, just me. Okay, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Now we make our way back to film developer. Enable that, and then let's up the color boost. This is where you make your colors pop. This is why I love Dehancer so much. Okay, there we go. Film compression, let's enable that. Nice. Look at the blues. It balances all out. Very nice. So from here, we can make our way down to film grain. Film grain is automatically turned on again. I'm gonna go back to custom, put it at custom, just lower the amount. Nice. For this clip, we're gonna turn on halation. Boom. I'm gonna go with 16 millimeters. Nice. Give it that like real vintage look. And then let's turn on bloom. We're gonna we're not going to turn on bloom for this clip. I'm going to actually go back up and adjust the tonal contrast. And then I also want to warm the image just a little bit. So this is when I come back up here to the main input tab and then temperature comp. You could up it. Nice, just like that. And just like that. That is your final clip. Let's actually, I want to show you the overscan. Nice. So there's a variety of different, there's super 35 millimeters. Let's try these. There's just a whole bunch of different options to pick from, and these are all included in Dehancer for free. Very nice. So this is what it looks like with Dehancer, and then without. Without. So that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, make sure to leave it in the comments. Also, if you do want to pick up any products from Dehancer, make sure to use code EB10. Save yourself some money. But on to the next one.